Hey guys, welcome to your March videos. Oh my goodness, super excited. A lot going on in March, guys. Pisces season, Aries season. So we have a mixture of these energies. I've got my rose colored glasses on to talk to you guys today. You know, Pisces. I have my Pisces shirt on because there's a Pisces full new moon today. It happened actually in the morning time. So I'm recording these on the Pisces new moon and I'm going to be uploading them later on tonight, which I think is cool because, maybe some of the things that we talk about can potentially help you on your new moon journey. So, of course, at the beginning of my video, I want to go through some of the astrology, especially because this month I didn't talk much about that in the videos, which is another thing I want to mention, guys. I like my themes, I like a good theme. And so, I'm not sure if you know this, but usually when I record my intro video first and then I record the monthly videos. This month, I thought it would be very interesting and very Pisces like, very 12th house like, to record all the videos first and then record my intro video. So, what you're watching now is actually after all the videos have been recorded. And I didn't think about it till later that was very symbolic because the 12th house happens after the journey, right? We have Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. So we're in the 12th house now, you guys, and we're at the very end of Pisces season. So when you watch these videos, well, for most of you, if you watch them as soon as they're uploaded, I'm uploading these videos towards the ending of Pisces season. I wait till the middle of the month to kind of upload my videos. Well, I went on the journey with you this time. So when I do these readings, I do them in order. So there was Aries and Taurus, and it's like I kind of traveled around the zodiac wheel. And then now we're here at the intro, when usually I record my intro first and then I record all the videos. So that was just something there that was kind of symbolic, and it made a lot of sense after doing so. So yeah, I have all the readings done and they're very, very deep this month. This month I decided to do a 12 card spread because Pisces is the 12th house. So I use two different decks and I'll have all that information below. If you want to know, I have the Goddess deck, which is a really cool deck, and then I have the original Rider Waite tarot. So I got 6 cards for all of you, and then I got 6 clarifying cards, and then this month, it was Gemini and Scorpio that won the giveaway. So if you're a Gemini watching or a Scorpio, you guys got extra oracle cards in your readings for being the most likes and views this month, okay? And I didn't talk much about astrology because the actual readings are about an hour long. A lot of deep stuff going on here. So, you know me, I just kind of record and talk and channel the message. So I wanted to make sure I really covered all the astrology in March in this intro video. And as far as the actual readings, they're very subconscious, very deep, 12 card spread there, okay? So guys, March is really interesting. March is that month. Every year, March has kind of a similar energy. I didn't really realize it in my earlier years when I was not as into astrology as I am now, but I always feel the energy pick up in March. I wasn't sure if it was because of my birthday at the beginning of the month or if it was because of spring. But, it makes a lot of sense astrologically because in March, we do have a cycle completing. We have not only the ending of Pisces season, but the beginning of Aries season, which is the first zodiac sign. It's the astrological new year, the spring equinox, all of that is just days away. So we're feeling that energy. And another significant thing about March is that, well, we had no full moon in February, but we have a Virgo full moon on March 1st. So we literally entered March. It's kind of interesting. We entered in a new cycle in March. March 1st was the Virgo full moon, and full moons bring new beginnings and completions. And then at the end of the month, we have the Libra full moon on the 31st. So this month is literally, it's like, for me, there's this energy of like the in between of whatever happens in a full moon. Like the first was a full moon, the 31st is a full moon. So this whole month is just kind of outlined with this full moon energy. So this is a month of completions. This is a month of new beginnings. This is a month of a cycle ending. And it's always a month of cycles ending, but this year it really is. I mean, we have so many different things that are encouraging these cycles to end, which is this new moon in Pisces, this full moon in Virgo, this full moon in Libra, this astrological new year, which is symbolic for the sun entering the first house, which means it's traveled around the whole entire zodiac wheel. This happens every year on the Pisces Aries cusp. So on the 19th / the 20th, we'll have the sun enter Aries, which is literally symbolic for the first day of spring, the spring equinox. So as far as moons, we have a lot of emotion, a lot of new beginnings and endings. We have that opportunity today to plant the seeds that will come to fruition on the Libra full moon from the 17th to the 31st. We need to be manifesting a lot of stuff that we want to see come to true in our fruition, okay? So Virgo full moon on March 1st. We had, for the first couple weeks of March, guys, I mean, we're looking back now. As we watch this and as I speak about this, we're looking back to our past. That first couple weeks of March were very, very intense. I mean, there was a stellium in Pisces. We had Venus, Mercury, the Sun, Neptune, and Chiron all in Pisces. We have a little bit of a stellium going on in Pisces today, too. We have the Sun and the Moon and Neptune and Chiron. So, but not as powerful as Mercury and Venus being there. So until the 6th, so I think for a good few weeks or so, we had Venus and Mercury in Pisces, which is very spiritual. But Mercury and Venus entered Aries together on the 6th. And then we had a Jupiter retrograde on March 8th. And daylight savings time on March 11th. I wanted to reach that. I wanted to mention that because even something like that, it brings a different energy to our world. I mean, the sun is staying out for longer. It gets darker later, I believe. That's what it seems like to me, at least. We move an hour ahead or whatever. So that is something energetic that happened on March 8th, on March 11th. Jupiter retrograde. I have Jupiter videos out, you guys, for any of you who want to know what this Jupiter retrograde is all about. Jupiter was the first planet to go retrograde in March. We had 3 long, beautiful months of all the planets moving direct. So hopefully we took that time as a big green light for the universe. We took that time to start a lot of projects and new beginnings. And now Jupiter takes its turn to go retrograde. And we also have Mercury going retrograde on the 22nd in Aries. So that's going to be interesting. I'm happy to get all these videos out before that because you know how that can be with electronics and stuff. So just be careful, guys. Make sure you're keeping your receipts to certain things and stuff like that, okay? A lot of stuff going on. So Pisces new moon today on the 17th. It's already passed. It happened at 6 a.m. And we have St. Patrick's Day on that same day. So a new moon, St. Patrick's. This is a very, very lucky new moon, you guys. Anything that we plant, anything that we manifest is very much going to come true because it's on this symbolic day for luck, right? St. Patrick's Day is not only about drinking, it's the luck of the Irish. We have these 4-leaf clovers and the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow type of thing. So there's going to be a pot of gold at the end of the manifested rainbows we have this month, okay? And the next thing that we have towards the end of the month is Mercury retrograde, which I mentioned in Aries. Also, on March 17th, we have Mars entering Capricorn. That was something I did not mention in the Capricorn video. So that's just something to keep in mind, guys, that Mars is entering Capricorn today. We have the sun entering Aries on the 20th. Happy Astrology Day, National Astrology Day, Astrological New Year. Happy Spring Equinox. And then, of course, that Mercury retrograde happening. So, I try to keep it in order. So, yeah. Mercury retrograde happening after the equinox. And then we have Venus entering Taurus on March 31st. So we end the month there. And then interesting that Venus enters Taurus the same day that we have the Libra full moon, because that's a very Venus ruled energy. That is a very Venus, because Taurus and Libra are both ruled by Venus. So this full moon at the end of the month is very centered around abundance and attraction and beauty. So it's a very nice time to be manifesting those things from 17th to the 31st. You really want to align yourself with abundance and beauty and love and attraction. We can attract these things into our life right now, attract love. Venus and Taurus is going to be lit. And then again, that Libra full moon, it's interesting to start the month off on March 1st with a full moon. And then we end the month with a full moon in Libra. So there's these full moons, that are literally impacting this whole entire month. So that tells me that this moon is, I'm sorry, this month, I keep calling it the moon month. So let me put that up here, just the moon month. Because we got 2 full moons. Now, next month, we go back to having just 1 moon, which is kind of intense having 2 full moons in 1 month, don't you think? So as far as the moons go, it definitely tells me that there's a lot of emotion, a lot of completions and new beginnings starting. We have so much, guys, and this is just the notes that I had. I talk about how this is going to personally affect us in each of our readings. Okay, the readings are quite nice this month. It was nice to do the readings first and then do the intro. So that's been nice, but that's why the videos are coming out a little bit later, because I have to wait to record my intro video, which is a part of this whole thing, right? So yeah, we definitely want to be careful. I don't know why I said that. We definitely want to be careful, huh? Well, the universe wanted to say that. I was just talking about how I had to wait to record my videos for the intro. So, I don't know. I guess there's something that we should be careful this month, with ourselves and with the people around us with all these completions going on, because, Pisces season is a very, very symbolic time. This is the 12th house we're talking about here, Neptune, spirituality, subconscious energy, So as far as Pisces season, guys, it's very spiritual. And I hope that you can feel that kind of energy in the videos. They are kind of long, so I wanted to kind of get my intro recorded so that I can get these uploaded for you guys. It's just such a spiritual time. And as a Pisces, I can definitely feel the fact that we're literally standing in between an ending and a new beginning. And there's a certain cycle that is closing out, and there's a new cycle that is literally days away from starting. So as far as our intent, guys, as far as what we're manifesting, it's all about thinking about the journey. So you want to think about last March and what all that you've been through, the journey that has taken place, the challenges, the obstacles, what you've overcome, your success. Very important right now that we're thinking back on what has happened since March 17th, 2017, and what has happened from March, basically last year, because that's the astrological new year, March 20th. So whatever happened from March 20th last year to now is everything that we should be embracing and reflecting on. What is it that you still have to do work on? What is it that you still could grow? Where are areas you could still grow? What have you accomplished? What have you succeeded in? So it's our successes, and it's also the journey up ahead. The journey up ahead has a lot to do with what hasn't been completed this cycle. So as far as these cycles and this energy and these moons and just everything that the 12th house represents, a lot of growth going on, you guys. And I know sometimes the 12th house can make us feel very pushed and pulled and just ripped into shreds, This Pisces energy is collective. And it's this time of year when we really, really start to understand at an energetic level why Pisces is all zodiac signs, all zodiac signs in one. And it's because all of us go through something in Pisces season. It's not just Aries or Taurus or Gemini, or it's not just ourself or our values. Pisces represents the collective. Pisces season is a very emotional time. And it's when unresolved emotions come to the surface. So March could be filled with a lot of unresolved emotions, guys. It certainly has been for me. But the thing is we're headed into the last couple of days of Pisces season. So we made it through, guys. We made it through. And, the end of March is always a little bit different. The energies pick up. Aries comes in and they're so strong. They're so powerful. They're all about self. They're all about the I am. So we take what we've learned about everything on this journey and then we apply it to the Aries first house of self. So this is a new journey, a new beginning for all of us. And anytime anything passes through the 12th house and into the first house, there's a rebirth that takes place. So the sun is about to be reborn. Our awareness is about to be reborn. The fact that Venus, the way that we love the goddess, we're attracting new beginnings right now because Venus has already passed through that cusp of rebirth, which is starting today from March 17th to March 23rd. There's a very mixture of Pisces Aries energy, which is very steamy and passionate. It's water and fire. It's cardinal and mutable. It's the ram. It's the two different fish. So it's about taking that cycle and charging forward to a new one with that Aries energy. So the end of March, when we finish the third decan of Pisces and we enter the first decan of Aries, there's going to be a lot of passion that comes in. There's going to be a lot of fire. There's going to be a lot of heat. You know what I mean? We have these retrogrades and stuff like that. But we're one step closer to a new journey, you guys. There's so much ending and completing in different areas of our life. So I hope I did a good job in the videos kind of explaining that, and I hope what comes up in the videos is relatable and helpful, especially because I'm a Pisces and this is Pisces season. And the fact that Pisces kind of are at home in this energy, you know, Pisces everywhere, they kind of come out in Pisces season with poetry and stories and pictures and love and water and intuition. The fish come out to swim in Pisces season. Now, we're feeling very refreshed as Pisces because we've had our solar returns. By the way, happy birthday to any Pisces watching. Happy birthday to any Aries watching. And I just want to thank any new subscribers. I love you guys all my viewers. I try to connect with you guys so deeply. Shout out to all of you who have got personal readings with me so far. It's just been one hell of a journey. And I sit back and I think of how far I've come since last March, and it's just mind-blowing. It's so great, you know, to share this journey with you all. I've been doing this channel for almost a year now, and I don't regret it. I'm so happy I pushed myself last March to do this, because I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys. I wouldn't have such a handful of people. I have almost 800 followers, and to me that's just so humbling. It's not about the number, it's not about the money, it's about the message that I have to share. So I hope you enjoy the messages that I have that came up for you this month, and hopefully I'll be back talking to you next month. There's a lot of changes going on with me, guys, and you know, I could potentially find myself in a situation where it's not as easy to read tarot, if you know what I mean. And if that does happen, if that is on my path, you know, then I will do my best to still talk to you guys and still, you know, still make my guidance available to you, because I do appreciate connecting with you all. So I want to get this video uploaded. I didn't want my intro video to be too crazy. You know, it's very important to stay clear in Pisces season. It's very important to have everything kind of straightforward, because the energy in the universe, it has already been very hectic. It's already been very fluid and watery. So I wanted to really tap into my Capricorn rising and my Taurus moon this month. But of course, my Pisces creativity is definitely shining through also. So, alright guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I am going to have a timestamp below to fast forward the intro if any of you just, you know, don't want to continue watching the intro. So, I have all the love for you guys. I hope Pisces season has been so transforming. I hope Pisces season has been spiritual. I hope you have been emotionally awakened. And I hope the cycles that are ending for you end with grace and end with love, so that you can open a new door of reality and to start this new journey on the right foot. Alright guys, I guess I will see you in your next videos, okay? Bye. Hey Libra, welcome to your March tarot video. Starting off with some sage here, because you're the first reading I'm doing for today. Good morning, by the way, if you're watching this in the morning by chance. I'm like not a morning person, but I have a chance to record your videos in the morning, so definitely some new vibes. So I'm, you know, just cleansing my energy and cleansing your energy, Libra, which I believe is important at this time of year, because, you know, Pisces season, a lot of subconscious energy. Just clearing that out for you, Libra. I have your cards here shuffled. I made sure to shuffle and shuffle and shuffle until I seen the Justice card on the bottom of these decks. So what we're going to do, Libra, is we're going to do a 12-card spread. And it's literally whatever messages Spirit wants. Because at this time of year, I mean, there's just so much ending and beginning that there's really, you know, I need to be open to Spirit's messages. So yeah, we're just going to align ourselves with Spirit and the messages that Spirit has for you for March. And yeah. So 12 card spread because it's Pisces season, the 12th house. 6 cards from this deck, and then I'm going to get 6 more cards to validate those cards, which, that'll be 12. And then we have some underlying energies to consider. So hopefully you're just focusing on the focus. Focusing on the smoke is what I meant to say. I'm waking up, Libra, but don't worry, you have my best energy here. And we're clearing our energy now, clearing out anything that is no longer serving us. Clearing out any unwanted, negative, low vibrations for Libra. And because, Libra, I wanted to do this because I always start the second half of the zodiac wheel with you. So, Libra, you're kind of an important sign. Definitely the sign of balance. And, excuse me, my voice is going to have to wake up a little bit. So, as I was shuffling your cards, and when I woke up this morning, I was thinking about your video, and I'm like, what is it that Libra and I have to talk about this month? And what came to my mind is the fact that just like Gemini, you are a dual sign like Pisces. So this zodiac season, I think, well, Pisces is your 6th house, Aries is your 7th house. So we have some Pisces, Aries energy going on in March. We're like a few days away from we're a few days away from Aries season. My videos always come out mid-month. So, we're going to get a good idea of how you came into March, and we're going to get a good idea of how we exit March and enter April. But yeah, I was just reflecting on how Libra might feel in the month of March. I feel that March is a month of lifestyle for Libra, since Pisces is the 6th house of health, so I don't know, it could have been a little bit rough having that 5-planet stellium in Pisces during the first couple weeks of March. We had like the Sun, we had Neptune, Chiron, Venus, and Mercury. So we had your ruling planet Venus in your 6th house of lifestyle. So that could have added some attraction, but for the most part, Libra, I think March and April are months for you to decide what details you want in your life and in your relationship. So it's like lifestyle and relationships for you, March and April, because Aries is your 7th house. So you got Venus in your 7th house, Mercury in your 7th house at the end of March, adding a lot of attraction and attracted thought to your relationships. I don't know if any Libras are out there thinking a lot about relationships or what they can do to better their lifestyle or health, or how they could be better service to those around them. Well, that's all the energy that you're kind of dealing with, and we'll get into the tarot part to see what Spirit thinks. But yeah, Libra, kind of interesting there how you and Pisces are both dual signs. So I think this time of year for you, every year around February, March, I believe it becomes a time for Libra to really, really balance out their lifestyle. And it makes sense because, you always have a full moon in Aries season, because Aries is your opposite sign. So whatever sign has the sun in it is going to have the moon opposite of it. So Aries is your opposite sign, and we have a full moon in Libra on the 31st. So we started a full moon out in your 12th house. So Libra, the March 1st full moon in Virgo was a 12th house subconscious spiritual full moon for you. So a lot of subconscious completions and new beginnings happening under the surface with Libra in March. And then March just happens to be a month where we have 2 full moons, one on the 1st and one on the 31st. So the 31st is that Libra moon in your 1st house of self. So going to be a lot of completions now with you personally and with who you are as a person, what you personally identify with as the I am. Who are you, Libra? A lot of balance taking place, So, I think it's interesting that Pisces season kind of comes, and there's a duality to Pisces that there is to Gemini and Libra that possibly awakens your balance scales. And this always happens right around the time of spring. So if you ever feel like the energies pick up around spring, I believe that's because it's your 6th house and your 7th house. So, always good to have some things to balance out as Libras. I know it can be kind of stressful being a peacemaker, but just make sure you're being the peacemaker within your own life as well. So I don't know, Libra, just a few thoughts there that I had at the beginning of your video. But I do want to get your reading going because this month is a little bit different. You know, Pisces season. I'm a Pisces. Spirit is definitely reaching out to people. So, all right. So definitely some sixth house energy going on here because I've already shuffled your cards and it took a little bit of while for the cards to show Libra. So I know that everything is literally ready for you. So behind you, we definitely have the Three of Pentacles, which is a very lifestyle related card. The sixth house is very earthy, so this is earth energy. Very important that you're working together, Libra, with not only at work, but with your partner as well. We have a lot of energy headed into your seventh house of relationships, so, you know, I think this is just Spirit's way of saying that there is a certain plan in motion, which you can see here. This lady or this man here, you never can tell in tarot, but there's a person here that has a kind of a blueprint. It's kind of some directions, and then this man here is following those directions, and everybody's communicating, everybody has a different job, everybody's working together, and there's these three pentacles up here. So there's like this trine going on, and I'm not sure if some of you are in three-way relationships, and I never feel bad talking to Libra about that because, well, first of all, I have a very close friend, Libra, who's in a polyamorous relationship, and I know that air signs, they can have a kind of evolved states of love, you know, where I know people are real heavy on monogamy and loyalty and things like that, but I have my Venus in an air sign, so I understand how it can be to kind of mentally and just love multiple people, you know what I mean? I'm about loving like the whole world, so, you know, I definitely understand that air sign way of love, which is friends first, lovers second. It's like really important for air signs to be friends with who they're in love with, and they love to communicate, which friends communicate, you know. So, you know, I know Libra, you're ruled by Venus, so you're definitely about the love, you know, and you have a good sense of partnerships because you're the seventh house of relationships and partnerships. So great card to come up for not only your sixth house of lifestyle, of this is work. So at work, hopefully you're working together with people. If not, there's a need to really create a work environment for yourself that allows you to work together nicely and harmoniously and peacefully, Libra, in balance. This is balance in the workplace. So perhaps Pisces season, the end of Pisces season, however, maybe is a bit balanced for you. So we had that right underneath your card there. I just wanted to kind of take a peek at your overall energy. We have the Magician right behind you. So I see that you're manifesting some things into your lifestyle. You could be manifesting certain harmonious work situations, manifesting finances. You could be manifesting a situation that is easily, you know, teamwork ethic. But, you know, the Magician is the Mercury. So Mercury's in your seventh house of relationships. So this Magician card represents Mercury. So perhaps Libra is thinking a lot about manifesting certain things in their relationships. Anything that could be off balance in your relationship. Well, you have more than enough tools on the table here to kind of manifest that into reality for yourself, Libra. You can manifest balance. You can manifest emotional balance, passionate balance, mental balance. You can manifest grounded balance. You know, the Magician has all the suits on that table there. So this is about you being magic this month, you know. So Libra is kind of the Magician, and there's definitely some forward thinking going on here because the Two of Wands is a passionate decision up ahead. Could be in deep thought about your life, and that's exactly what I kind of pictured for you, Libra, with Pisces being your sixth house of lifestyle and Pisces being such a, you know, I mean, everybody feels Pisces season because it's the 12th house, and for you it's the sixth house of lifestyle. So, you know, it doesn't surprise me that you're kind of on the top of this building here, holding the world in your hands, wondering what it is that you should do moving forward. Well, hello. Ty, get out. Go on, bud. Go. Huh. It's okay. I'll be on you a while. Did you get the same phone? Did you get the same phone? Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Libra. So what I was saying is, it's no surprise to me that you're on the top of this building, kind of, you know, weighing out your options and thinking about what you can do moving forward. Like the earth is in your hands, and you're thinking about your world, your future world, you know, what it is that you have behind you. And this is passionate thought. So it could be very well that Aries season is what causes this for you, because this is a fire energy, okay? So, you know, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. Some of you could be thinking about your passionate future. Libra, you are a very passionate sign. You're very compassionate and charming. So there is definitely some passion coming in here when it comes to the decision making. You know, whenever I see the number 2 for Libra, I definitely think about, you know, the balance scale and stuff like that. So you may have a couple decisions in your future, or possibly by the time you watch this, it could just in March sometime. I believe there's just maybe you reach some kind of two-way street, okay? And we have the 5 of Swords under that. So, you know, you win some, you lose some, Libra. You could be weighing out your wins and losses, because this is an air energy. This is the first air card that we have coming up today. So, you know, I'm not sure if there's any energies in your life like this, Libra, that you feel kind of mentally stolen from. You know how the 5 of Swords can be. This is kind of a mentally cloudy energy, because we see the clouds. Communication can be kind of off. This can symbolize kind of arguments or just kind of some hostility going on. So there may be a decision to make about moving away from that kind of energy, but I'm not really that concerned, because I see the World here, which around this time of year, the World card symbolizes like really the ending to cycles and just really new beginnings. This is a harmonious celebration to the end of a cycle here, with this wreath representing a cycle, or I like to think of it as a womb or like a zodiac wheel. So definitely some new beginnings going on here for you. Hopefully these energies are what's kind of changing, because the World brings change. So definitely got the World on your mind this month, Libra, because you got it here in your hands as well. And then we have the Ace of Cups and the Empress. So if there's any single Libras out there, I do see that in the near future there is a love interest coming in, or just a new emotional opportunity from the universe, which I'm not really surprised to see, Libra, because Venus is in your 7th house of relationships. Actually, the Sun, a lot of energy is about to move into your 7th house of relationships. So when that happens, you know, there's a lot of changes that happen in our relationship house, and you're going to have a new moon there next month. So, you know, it's definitely time to be thinking about seeds that you want to plant. Now, this is the Empress card. And the Empress card is literally the Venus card, and it reminds me of an Aries card too, which is your opposite sign. And we have the Venus symbol right there. So for me, this means new love coming in, and it could be healing love. It could be self-love. It could be you feeling very emotionally abundant and just surrounded by everything that you could possibly want. And I say single Libras because we have the 9 of Pentacles. So, you know, you could be a Libra out there that's single and kind of just abundantly enjoying your independence right now. But it seems like that's something that you're kind of walking away from or moving away from this month, at least mentally. And I do see that there's kind of some multiple energies going on here. So there's more than one person to balance out, and definitely more than one feeling to balance out as well. So that's just a little peek there. Loving this Ace of Cups, new emotion, new love coming in. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of check the bottom of the deck to see what's going on. But that had everything to do with working together, because that was the card right underneath you. Now I'm going to check the other deck and see what's underneath you there. Okay, a little bit of a different energy going on. We have the 10 of Swords under you here. So mentally, Libra, you know, when there's a lot to balance out during this time of year, when everything's kind of ending, I feel that it can be kind of harsh on Libra's mental state, because there's just so much going on collectively, and you're just lucky enough to have this energy in your 6th house of lifestyle. So that can be kind of mentally draining, and there's a need to kind of rest and heal. But there is a mental completion going on here too, because this is the 10 of Swords. So the 10 of Swords is, you know, one of the most heaviest swords cards we can get, but the positive part of that is that, you know, there's not an 11 of Swords. So you need to rest mentally, Libra. There's some kind of painful situation going on mentally for some of you, and it could have to do with the earth sign or just your finances, because you know that 6th house is all about finances and work and stuff like that. So there is a need. You have a new moon in your 6th house tomorrow, which is the 17th. So I'm going to hopefully have these videos uploaded by then so that you guys can have your like new messages and stuff like that. But it's interesting that this King of Pentacles is shown, well, it's the Queen of Pentacles, sorry, but The Queen of Pentacles is shown here writing in a journal. So that shows kind of brainstorming and future planning. And I feel that this has to do with your finances, which is being highlighted in March by the 6th house Pisces energy. So we have some relationship stuff come up. We have some financial stuff coming up, and the need to see things a little bit differently, because now we have the Hanged Man, which is, you know, you might be hanging and waiting for something in March, Libra, but, you know, you're doing your best to be comfortable about that, and you're going to be gaining enlightenment. And then we have the Queen of Cups. So Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. Some of you could be with either, some of you might be waiting on an earth sign or a water sign to make up their mind about something. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Definitely some water coming up, which is coming up for everybody. You had the Wheel of Fortune twice, so I'd be willing to say that, well, no, you had the World and the Wheel of Fortune. So a lot of karmic changes, a lot of endings. 2 of Pentacles stayed on the table, so a lot of balance when it comes to finances and emotion. I mean, good card to come up here for March, because it's earth and water time, and then we have fire coming in at the end of the month. So we had that Virgo full moon in your 12th house, and then we have your full moon on the 31st, and then we have the Pisces new moon. So there's some emotion here and finances, and this is you literally being a Libra and balancing that out, juggling. You know, Libras are kind of like jugglers, so there's definitely a need to balance some things out in March, which as a Libra, I'm not a Libra, but I understand that for Libra. Definitely some emotional balance. I definitely see that. And I like how your card looks in this deck, because, I mean, it looks similar, but it's just, this deck is interesting. And I like how her balance scale is right here by the moon. So it's telling me that this moon, this full moon, that's a beautiful full moon in this card. So that moon on the 31st, that Libra full moon, is literally going to bring balance to your emotional state. It's going to bring balance to your subconscious, which also the Virgo full moon did that as well, I hope. So, you know, there's always this sword in Libra's hand, which is the sword of justice, cutting away anything that is making your world not balanced. And this could have to do with your emotions or your intuition or this deep hidden feelings. Anything that's hidden beneath the surface may arise at the time of your full moon, which we end March with. So I definitely wanted to mention that full moon to you, Libra. So let's take a look here and see what cards come up for you as far as spirit. So this is for Libra, March 2018. What's going on for Libra? Let's get a few cards here just to get a good picture, and we'll just see what messages come out. So 4 of Pentacles, okay. Something that you're hanging on to in March could be finances with that 6th house. I'm feeling 6th house for Libra really strongly, probably because I'm a Pisces and because that's your 6th house. We have the 8 of Swords, so there's something you're hanging on to that's actually causing you mental anxiety. It's actually causing you to be consumed and trapped. So I'm thinking the financial department, it may need some extra balance come March and April, because you're pretty occupied in the work sector right now. I mean, I'll show you the card in here in a minute, but the 4 of Pentacles is really hanging on there to that money or whatever it is that you find value. But then we have the 8 of Swords right after that, so it's like kind of feeling bound and stuck mentally and avoiding emotion. Definitely Pentacle, 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 because now we have the 8 of Pentacles with the 9 of Pentacles at the bottom. So I feel that you guys feel maybe the reason you're feeling not balanced in the financial department is because you're kind of, it's not you're handling more weight than you can handle or whatever. I think that you're just kind of handling something on your own financially for the first time in a long time, or maybe you've been doing that for a while and it's just causing you a lot of mental anxiety, because I see Libra here trapped in between this earth energy, this 8 of Pentacles and this 4 of Pentacles. So we literally have half of 4 and then 8. So 4, you know, that's half of 8. So I don't know here. That's a lot of Pentacles there. And as I mentioned, the 8, I glanced down and we have the 8 of Cups now. So you may even be walking away from a situation where you've been working on for a long time. There's that full moon again. So you could be walking away from something emotionally draining, or you could be walking away from your own emotions, or just You know, the Eight of Cups talks about walking away, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck again. So you are working on your own, Libra, but hopefully instead of feeling lonely or, you know, alone, hopefully you're feeling abundant, right? And surrounded by your own fruitful gardens. This is very sixth house new moonish. You know, if you want to manifest this energy for you, I feel like this is exactly why this is coming up for Libra, because you guys would like to have your own. This might not even be a bad energy. Like maybe you're feeling mentally trapped because you want to be as independent as these men on the table. You know, this guy has his pentacles and this guy has his pentacles and he's working on his pentacles, and then you're probably maybe mentally trapped because as far as not being balanced in finances, maybe you just don't feel like your money belongs to you, or maybe you just get paid and then boom, you have to pay bills. But, you know, there's a Nine of Pentacles energy for you that really keeps coming up here. And I was talking about the Eight of Cups there that came out, or that was on the bottom of the deck. You could be leaving this behind if there's a financial situation that's causing you mental anxiety, if you're trapped in a job that you don't like, or if you're trapped in a money bind, like a certain bill or something money related that you're trapped in. There may be some walking away from that in March. So there's your first three cards. Beginning of March, like I told you, the beginning of March was definitely centered around your lifestyle, which has everything to do with finances and work. Now we've got a cup card coming out here with the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. So, you know, very spiritual, maybe even some secrets or emotion there. That's a Pisces Cancer card. A card for definitely intuition and spirituality. So there's a hidden element of spirituality with you this month too. And the High Priestess always speaks to balance too. And we literally have the Two of Cups on the table and the Ace of Cups. Like Libra, there's something going on in your love life, which I'm not surprised to see at all because of that seventh house energy. But we literally have the Six of Cups right here, which is a soulmate card coming back from the past. Could be Mercury retrograde in your seventh house. Holy cow. To have a Mercury retrograde, it doesn't matter what house it's in. It always brings people back from the past, and it brings situations back from the past. But let me tell you, that is even more increased when it's in your seventh house. So not surprised at all that the Six of Cups is coming up here. Soulmate, or just maybe emotions coming up from the past, because we have this Ace of Cups again. So there's some cups being offered to you, Libra. I mean, even in this card, this is the Pisces card. This is the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But, you know, it doesn't have to be that sign. It's just someone emotional coming to you. This is someone who wants emotional action out of you. You know, you are avoiding your emotions a bit this month, Libra. I can see in the Eight of Swords down here. So somebody could be trying to awaken you emotionally by offering their emotion to you. You're being offered a cup in this card as well. So this could be these could be all different cups. I'm not sure. You know, this is three different cups here. So there could be three different options or some kind of, you know, third party situation. But I see healing and new emotion coming in more than one way. And bottom of the deck is the Ten of Wands. So there could be a passionate completion with a fire sign, and there was the Queen of Pentacles underneath that. So, and then we have the Aries card too. So there's some kind of wish coming true for you in Aries season or in the relationship sector. So interesting, Libra. Very interesting time of year for all of us, especially the second half of the zodiac, because Pisces is the last zodiac sign, and then the Knight of Cups comes out for you. So a lot of us are like finding new emotional growth at the end of the month in love, because a lot of people have had the Ace of Cups here, and you have the Knight of Cups, which is a love offer. I'm seeing that a lot this month. And bottom of the deck is the King of Swords, which is your energy. So we'll talk a little bit about that towards the end of the reading. And now we're going to get cards to clarify this. So, and then we'll take a look at everything together. So let's see the Four of Pentacles, please. Why is the Four of Pentacles here? Let's get a little bit more information about that. So I was right. You definitely have some change going on here, Libra. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune in that deck. These cards look a bit different, which is cool because it gives me a different depiction of what's going on. And my mind picks up on a completely different message, which is kind of neat. Okay, so this card's coming out for the Eight of Swords. And then we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So hold on here. literally two queens here and a king of swords. So some of you might be choosing between a water sign and an earth sign this month, and the water sign is upside down. So, you know, this is you, Libra. I'm not sure if there's a water sign exiting your life, or if you miss a water sign and this water sign is coming back from the past, because now we have the Ace of Cups at the bottom, which is, you know, new emotional flow. This is emotional healing, new love coming in. This is a new love card again. And this has everything to do with someone who has held their emotions in for too long. Now, this card is coming up for Pisces season, because Pisces is the epitome of the Ace of Cups. Like, that's what the universe looks like in Pisces season. Like, there's this cup, and then you don't even know if the water's coming out of this or if it's pouring into the cup. So there could be some of that going on too, Libra. Like, the emotion is coming and going, and you're not even sure if it's flowing. And it doesn't even look like it's flowing, because here you are with the world in your hand again. You're shown here as this emotional being. And this came up, it fell on the ground and it fell reverse. So everything happens for a reason. So as far as your emotional world, there's some needing to balance that out for sure, because we have a few cards on the table that imply that. So, you know, this is you before you allow this emotional flow to take place with your life. So that might be happening later towards March, but there's a message there about that. So we did have the Queen of Pentacles come up on top of the Eight of Swords. So I'm not sure if some of you are with earth signs, but let's just focus here and get the rest of your cards. I put the Queen of the Cups back because she kind of just came out and fell on the ground. So I think that was an emotional message to Libra, but I don't really think that was validating this Pentacle. Unless, if it was, then what that was for some Libras watching, then the emotions at your workplace are really out of whack. You know, you're just being emotionally drained. Maybe you're not working well together with other people in your work environment. You might feel a little bit unfairly treated or something. And for a Libra, that would be caused by something mental, because you guys are very mental. And I know you guys have emotion, but you're not super comfortable with it. Air signs can be a little bit more detached. And we do have a King of Swords here. So this has everything to do with the King of Swords. Now we have the Knight of Cups again. Knight of Cups again, and the Queen of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the King of Pentacles. So definitely an earth sign coming in here that may be coming back from the past, that, you know, they may have hurt you. There may be still something left though, because I see the Five of Cups now here too, which is literally good emotion and bad emotion at the same time. So there could be some balancing that out too. But to see the Knight of Cups for you so much, and then the Two of Cups and the Ace of Cups, definitely some emotional union going on here. So let's validate the Eight of Pentacles. We have, so no matter what, the Eight of Pentacles is getting something reversed, because this card fell again and it's in reverse. So this is the Page of Wands. So there's something you're working on, Libra, to turn around, and it's a new beginning. You want a new beginning in your finances. You want a new beginning when it comes to something you've been working on really hard. And it's something that you've waited for. You've literally put so much work into this. And this is the Tower. So it could have even fell apart in March or at some point, and you're being asked to look at that in a different way. Now we have the Queen of Cups again, which she's right up this time though. So look at your emotions in a different way when it comes to your job, and especially when it comes to something that fell apart after a lot of hard work, because it's because of a new beginning. There's a new emotional beginning, and now we have two aces coming out for you. So new beginning in the finances department, which is going to make you feel new beginning in the emotions. Because I know there's some emotional confusion going on here in March for you. And I know there has to be a reason why Libra is avoiding their emotion. And it's because there's some things that are not balanced for Libra, which is symbolized when a card is reversed, you know. So there was some sort of beginning passionately that didn't start the way you wanted it to because of how much work you're doing. You know, I think that there's something you want to do creatively that you can't work on because your hands are too filled at work. So we'll get to that here in a minute. I mean, a lot of Pentacle cards. And I guess that's kind of what happens when there's a sixth house energy there. It puts a lot of attention on your health and your lifestyle and just your work, you know, because that's the Virgo house. So Virgo energy is like really heavy for you in March because you have that full moon in Virgo in your 12th house. And then Pisces is your 6th house, which Virgo rules. So now we have the King of Cups coming out. So we had the Queen of Cups. Now we have the King of Cups, which I'm already picking up some messages there as well. So I'm not going to get ahead of myself though. We're just going to keep on going. Well, definitely some emotional confusion, because I keep seeing the Seven of Cups, which is having so many options emotionally that you don't even know what's good or bad for you. Like, and for a Libra, that's really important to kind of, you know, reflect on, because you are all about balance. And I know emotions aren't the first thing you think about when you wake up in the morning, but, well, at least for most of you, most of the Libras that I know, and, you know, judging by astrology, wow. So literally, Libra, Two of Cups validating the Two of Cups. That is interesting. That means there's definitely some kind of relationship. And what do you know? We have the Virgo card at the bottom of the deck. So if this isn't a Virgo that you're dealing with, like I was just saying a little bit ago, Virgo energy is very, very here for you in March, because of the 12th house, because of that full moon, because of the 6th house. So you could even be working together with a love interest. I'm not sure if you guys are working together with people you're interested in or people you're in a relationship with. That might be why some things are kind of wacky. But on the other hand, this kind of means reflection. It kind of, this card comes up when you're isolated. So some of you could be feeling kind of isolated when it comes to a certain love union, because this is on the bottom of the deck with in Two of Cups. Like, I'm not kidding you. This Two of Cups came out on the other Two of Cups. So when that happens, that's a major synchronicity here. Some of you could be feeling isolated in your relationships. So that might be why Libra's avoiding their emotion. It's because they're not connecting with the emotion of others around them. Because you're kind of in this self-reflecting, when it comes to your relationships, Libra's really in their head. Really in their head this month, and they're really trying to think, and it's because of Aries, all this Aries energy coming in March, and also April too. March and April, it's definitely some relationship energy for you, Libra. We have a full moon in your sign, which is relationships for everyone, because, you know, it might be your first house, but for everyone else it's the 7th house of the universe. So obviously it makes a lot of sense that Libra's going through relationship stuff at the end of this month. Kind of interesting, but just spend some time in reflection, Libra. So we literally have the Virgo and the Capricorn card. It's kind of interesting. This is the Devil card. This is the Capricorn card. So I don't know if there's a Capricorn leaving a home environment, because in this Devil card, we see it's very interesting. We see a woman who's kind of walking away from a home, and then there's these things that are left behind. So I'm not sure if there was a fight, or, you know, I'm still trying to kind of interpret this Devil card. And I get a different kind of message every reading for it. It's come out a few times. But I just see that either you're leaving a toxic situation behind, or, you know, you could be spending some self-reflection when it comes to certain addictions or certain karmic situations in your life. Either way, you look like you're kind of, I don't know, it looks like you're kind of leaving some shit behind, you know. In the Virgo card, there's this lantern, so you're letting your inner light kind of guide you. And there's like, it's interesting how this hermit is walking towards this, you know, the Devil card. So you could be spending self-reflection, you know, you could be reflecting on, you know, certain habits that you have, because addiction is not only drugs, it's something that is habitual, you know, something that has become a habit for you that you no longer want to have. You know, I see that some of you are walking into this metaphorical dark cave of reflection when it comes to karma. And then we have the World card again, and the Sun card, Libra. So there's something going on here. The Sun is really going to be gaining light. It's going to be gaining in light after the spring equinox. So spring is coming, Libra. I know that you're feeling a little bit on the edge right now, a little bit wounded, maybe a little bit defensive about certain things, but your world is going to get brighter and lighter. This is literally the sun and the world. So there's a completion happening with the sun in the zodiac right now. And I think that's going to add a lot of positivity for you. But first, there's some reflection that needs to take place with a Capricorn or a Virgo. There could be a toxic Virgo in some of your guys' lives. I'm getting a lot of different messages here, but let's get the last card for your reading and see what's going on here for March with you. So let's see the Knight of Cups, please, for Libra. Cups, 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 cups. Cups for Libra. Cups and Pentacles, Earth and Water. Earth and water and a little bit of fire. Let's see the Knight of Cups for Libra, please. Wow. So we have the Hermit card that just kind of flew out of my hand and almost fell onto the ground. So definitely some kind of Virgo coming into your life, or this could just be the 6th house working with a love interest or a new emotion coming in. I'll interpret this however the universe shows me, but interesting that this Virgo card comes up again. Definitely a Virgo. For some of you, definitely some self-reflection when it comes to relationships. And bottom of the deck is the 5 of Wands, which is Aries season coming in. A lot of us are going to be feeling a little angry because of what we have dealt with. You know, come in Pisces season, what we deal with emotionally comes out. In Aries season, what we deal with, like when it comes to our anger and our passions, that's what comes out. Unresolved, passionate situations. Like nobody's hitting each other here. But there's definitely some aggression and there's some people ready to hit each other. Okay, so this is energy going multiple directions and just, you know, there's only so long that this kind of energy can kind of go on before there's a fight. So we'll get to the bottom of that. That's an underlying energy, and we have that with the King of Swords. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. But let's get going on your actual reading, Libra. So 4 of Pentacles, first card out. As I talked about this a little bit in the beginning, this is definitely hanging on to certain things. This is an attachment. I think there may be some kind of work attachment. You know, all of us are attached to work in a certain way because there's bills to be paid, and you know, we live in a realm where money is needed. So when you're going through this 6th house energy, money becomes even more important to you, Libra, but there is a need to balance that out, okay? Because this man is running out of hands. His hands are so clenched around this pentacle that he's used both of his feet to hang down, like you're holding down your money with everything you got. Even your mind, even your hands, even your feet. So it's like you can't do anything because your hands are full. So you just want to be careful for any Libras that applies to, that relates to. If you relate to that, then this is just being overwhelmed when it comes to money. This is, I'm seeing this plane a lot for you in your reading. I mean, there's been a lot of helicopters and stuff. So, and I've seen that a lot this month. So I just think that there's something taking flight here with some kind of new beginning, especially for you, Libra. Because this came out with the Wheel of Fortune. And I love this Wheel of Fortune. Because, there's like a spinning wheel here that she has. And it's like she's weaving something. So there's something karmic in the making for you, Libra. And when I look at these two figures here, this like blue figure and this red figure, it makes me realize that there are always different elements to when it comes to our change, because this is like the universe changing for you. And there are certain, you know, spirits, and these look like fairies. But there's definitely some otherworldly influence right now for you, Libra. And I feel like the red fairy is, you know, the more negative influence, the more those two angels on your shoulder, right? The devil and the angel that pops up in all the cartoons. So as far as the direction you move in March, you can move in a more positive direction or you can move in a negative direction. So it's really going to depend, Libra, on the karma and your individual. This is different for all Libras, you know. But I feel that there's balance here. This is literally light and dark, good and evil, left and right. You know what I mean? So there's a balance taking place here. And it almost looks like these energies are both trying to help this woman even out. Now, what I always see with this card is actually, I mean, when I first got this deck, I thought that this was a captain's wheel. I thought that this was a wheel that was hooked up to some kind of ship or something. But then as I took a closer look, it's one of those old school weaving wheels. So yeah, that's very interesting here. And if it was, because I'm getting that image here that you're on a ship and that, you know, you're sailing, and it's like a direction that you're going. This is actually a wheel of direction. So, you know, I think there's certain forces on your side this month, Libra. So what this tells me is that if there is any turns in your life, whether they be for good or negative, or whether they're good or bad or positive or negative, these turns and changes in your life in March are so important. So you want to be careful what you're hanging on to this month, because the universe is telling you, Libra, you might want to loosen your grip a little bit, because we do have free will, you know, Libra. So sometimes when we fight the universe, sometimes we literally, the universe backs off. Like, all right, fine, you're the god of your own world. So if you don't want this change, if you keep resisting, you're hanging on tight to something old, well, I'm not going to fight you on that. So just be careful what you're hanging on to in March, because there is an element of spiritual change. There's an element of, sometimes the universe just changes for people. When you ever had that in life where you didn't even really have to do anything, you just kind of woke up one day and there was just something that happened that you knew the universe helped you with. Like, maybe you go through a period of time where you have no job, and then all of a sudden you just randomly bump into somebody at the store and they're like, hey man, so and so's hiring, and then you get a job and all of a sudden you're making money. And yeah, like, this is fate is what I'm saying. But when you hang on to, this is hanging on to reality, hanging on to earth, hanging on to money, hanging on to something that you feel has value in it, but the universe is trying to change that a little bit too. So just be open to change in March, Libra, because that's the first card that kind of came up for you. And it doesn't really surprise me, because we had a full moon right at the beginning of March in Virgo, which is your 12th house. So a lot of subconscious change and completion going on for you. So let's move on here to the Eight of Swords, which is the middle energy. And it was interesting at the beginning of your reading how Spirit was kind of showing me, that Libra, this is your energy. This is an air energy. So I know that this is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. But since it's Libra that I'm talking to, and this is the only sword energy except for the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So I like to see that. I like to see that there's this King of Swords energy that kind of has an underlying energy of this, because the King of Swords can get itself out of this situation. And so could the Queen of Swords. So this goes for male and female. So there's a mentally trapped energy in March that hopefully by the end of March kind of lightens up. But beginning of March, definitely some subconscious mental trapped energy. I can't see anything. I can't do anything. Where do I go? I'm all trapped in my head. I mean, the weird thing about this card is that she's literally trapped in her head, because those sword cards represent mental energy. It represents communication. So some of you are surrounded by harsh communication or the lack of communication. Some of you are just literally in your mind about something, and you're not seeing, what it is that you could be doing about the situation to get some movement going. And Pisces season can be a bit like that. Pisces season is this collective pause. So this might not even be a bad thing, Libra. This might be you just kind of waiting to see something in a different way, because I did have the Hanged Man come up for you. So you could just be kind of at a mental pause right now. And sometimes it's good. I mean, I know this doesn't look good, but sometimes this energy benefits us to kind of pause and sit still. And sometimes we have to, because honestly, we always can move, right? We always can do something. So sometimes we can choose to mentally stand still about something so that we have a minute to kind of reflect and think. And I see that with Libra. I'm getting that feeling with you that there's a lot to think about and a lot to balance out, a lot of details and a lot of choices and decisions to make in March. So these could be literally all the decisions surrounding you in March, and you just really not wanting to make any of them right now, because it's just causing you to feel stuck. It's causing you to feel separate from your emotion. So when this card comes up, I do feel the need to tell people that the way out is by going inward. Because if this lady were to just honor her emotion and just take the blindfold off, our emotions and our mind kind of go hand in hand. Without our mind, we wouldn't be able to process emotion. And without emotion, we wouldn't be able to feel our mind. So this goes really hand in hand here with the whole, the bondage here. But the whole point here is that it's a bit easier to get out than what this woman thinks. Her situation feels more woe than what it is. So, you may need to make the mental decision to get out of a funk in March, Libra. You're a very, very intellectual sign. You're the cardinal air sign. So you can, you can always communicate yourself out of a situation like this. And you can always mentally release yourself from something, because you're a Libra and you're the Justice card. You can balance out this energy, make it more compassionate and more fair to you and those around you. And you can always cut anything out of your life that is no longer serving you. Now that Eight of Swords there, it could mean a lot of things. I do feel that you guys are feeling stuck in your head about an emotional decision. It could be about a relationship decision. It could be about a job or financial decision, and it could be about all three of those in different ways. Just how the cards lie. I see that this change in March for you, this Wheel of Fortune change, is also has something to do with this Eight of Swords. You know, there's a change that you know you need to make, Libra, but you're kind of holding off on it, which is okay because everything happens for a reason. And I know that you're feeling kind of trapped in a work situation or in a financial situation, and you're just trying to, you know, work yourself through that. But there's also some type of change that you're hanging on to, or some kind of, either you're hanging on to a change or you're hanging on to something so that change doesn't happen. But validating the Eight of Swords is the Queen of Pentacles. So here we have this lady who's writing again, right? And then we have this pentacle down here on the ground. So you definitely want to ground yourself, Libra, this month. Ground yourself into the earth and ground yourself into new beginnings, because we have this rabbit down here, which is symbolic for new beginnings, hopping off. So I don't know if you need to pick up a piece of paper or a diary or some kind of notebook and just get kind of brainstorming this month about what you want to do, because there is a new moon in your life, in your house of lifestyle. So this has everything to do with that. The house of lifestyle is earth. On new moons, it's a good time to write out our intentions. So anything you want to see happen in the financial department or the lifestyle or your health, or just anything you want to change in your real reality when it comes to money or when it comes to logic, there's a need to kind of brainstorm that around the middle of March, which is right now, is a perfect time to do this, Libra. But I see that you're kind of doing this at the beginning of March too. So all throughout March, you could be kind of documenting these moments and these emotions that you feel mentally. So when we're feeling trapped mentally like this, one of my favorite things to do is to pick up one of those swords, turn it into a pencil or pen, and kind of write out our thoughts. So there's a need to release your emotions and release your words, and the perfect way to do that is creative writing. So, you know, I'm feeling a lot there. I'm feeling that some of you may even be trapped with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I'm feeling Capricorn and freaking Virgo very, very strongly for you guys. Capricorn came up, the King of Pentacles is coming up, the Queen of Pentacles is coming up, and Virgo's coming up. So strong earth energy, and I'm feeling strongly that some of you are with Capricorns or Virgos. And if it's not that, then it's just that earth energy trapping you, okay? There's a lot of earth energy surrounding this Eight of Swords, so I know that you're feeling mentally trapped because of something in your physical environment, which is money, which is work, which is job. And I see that you're just really, you've been feeling like being creative for a long time, but you're just so stuck in this pinnacle energy right now, Libra. I see that some of you, specifically those who are led to watch this video, are probably Libras who are working, like literally working more than, you know, Libra, you are the balance. And all the Libras I know, it's important for them to create that life-work balance is exactly what needs to be said right here. Because, you know, life and work go hand in hand in astrology. That's the Virgo house, which is right underneath this card. This card is validating, you know, it's right underneath it, right down here. And that this card was up here. Sorry, right here. So you need to create that life-work balance, Libra. So that means, you know, 50% video games, 50% work, 50% music and art and whatever your hobbies are, you know, cooking, 50% going outside and taking a walk, 50% work. You know, very important for Libras to balance their environment. I mean, it goes for everything. Love life, emotions, mental, finances, all of it. It needs to be balanced for you because you happen to be the balance scale of the zodiac. So, you know, I see that you're working hard. You're even working hard on your own. And for some of you, this has been the first time in a long time that you've had so much financial responsibility. And others of you have just really taken on this sixth house energy. I mean, there was a stellium in that sixth house for you at the beginning of this month. So, you know, I can tell that your mind was really on that beginning of March. But it gets better at the end of March, which is what we're headed into anyways. So, you know, a lot of hardworking Libras out there working far away from home, you know, as far as not feeling at home in a certain environment. But this is creating something out of nothing. This man decided to create his own money. he's literally making this pinnacle. So you're working hard on the finances. You're trying to, increase your finances. You're trying to win more than you lose, right? And that's always a good thing when it comes to finances, because it's never a good thing to be out of profit. You know what I mean? But I'm seeing here for some of you that your hands are literally so preoccupied with pinnacles, which means metaphorically that you are so focused on making money that there's a passionate situation in your life that's taking the back seat. Because this card came up reversed, but what it is a woman painting. This is the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands is all about a new creative beginning. It's a fire energy. So for very few of you, there could be a fire sign that's just, I don't know, on their way out of your life because of money or because of some type of situation where the finances aren't balanced. Someone's working too much. Maybe you work too much and you're not seeing this passionate lover. It doesn't have to be a fire sign. It could just be a passionate lover. But what I see for most of you is that this is literally passion in your life, which sure, that could be a relationship, that could be painting, it can be music, it can be writing, it can be whatever hobby causes you passion, because we have this wand, right? So that wand is really lit up, but she's kind of put that wand down for a little bit. So I think some of you have just been, you guys are very creative people as well. Very creative people as well. So you want to make sure you're really creating that life-work balance. So time for painting and playing and video games and fun and reading and writing and whatever it is that you do, Libra, that is literally not work related. Because this woman does not feel like she's working. Even though she might make money from that painting, it's about work feeling like work. It's always good for us to find something in life that it's effortless. You know what I mean? Like this man, he might really like this. He might like making these pinnacles. And if that's his passion, fine. Good for you, dude. But as far as what spirit is showing me, it's like this is not passionate for you. The job you're in, the financial situation you're in, it's not happy. You're not feeling balanced. You're overworking yourself, or your job or your boss is overworking you. Or it's not your fault. Like there's just a situation where I think this is just a time that finances are kind of highlighted for Libra. But since this Page of Wands came up upside down, there's like not a new passionate beginning. And it's because you're working. Pinnacles, pinnacles, pinnacles. So this wand, this fire energy is reversed. And it really does remind me of work not feeling like work, because this lady is happy with what she's doing. I can tell that she has a positive energy. This wand is lit. So the creative juices are flowing. She feels passion. She feels balanced and creative, and like she's having fun. This causes her pleasure. But Pentacles, it's more about making money and hard work. So I don't know. There could be something that's a little off balance when it comes to that kind of thing for you, Libra, especially because the first card that came out for that was the Queen of Cups, and she was upside down. And now there's the Page of Wands that's upside down. So either way, this Eight of Pentacles was validated by something that was reversed. And that means that there's something that money or work or that hard work is kind of messing up in your life, Libra. So I don't know. Grab a hold of your passions. Grab a paintbrush. Grab a pen. I definitely see you here writing or writing some kind of creative writing could be like writing music or writing poetry, writing stories, writing just lots of different things that you can write creatively. Writing out your own thoughts, creative writing in your diary. It's like passionate writing. So whatever you're writing, it's like passionately directed towards your future. So that's kind of the first week of March. But keep in mind, those energies can happen at any time, right? So we head into the second portion of your reading, which is the Ten of Pentacles. So financially, there is a certain financial abundance that comes into your future in March. It could be your thoughts about that, or it could be like your emotion about that. But the Ten of Pentacles is financial completion. This is like something completing in a financial situation. So whatever you were hanging on to at the beginning of March, it gets kind of larger. I don't think that you hang on to it more. I think you were hanging on to it here because there wasn't enough money going around. So there might be something that takes place in March, and it could be this change here. Your finances could take a change in a more positive direction for some reason. And you wind up with the Ten of Pentacles, which is like a harmonious family life. This is life going good. But, you know, Libra, I'm just a little concerned because this could mean even more work for you. So that Page of Pentacles is not only going to be reversed, but it's going to be off the table and just in the garbage. Like, so just make sure while you're focused on all this finance stuff, that you're still balancing out what makes you happy inside. And if some of you are happy at the job you're at, perfect. But I'm not leaning towards that for the majority of you. But some of you may be lucky. Some of you may just be having really a good time doing what you love to do. And if that's the case, then that doesn't really apply to you. But then there's the other portion of Libras that really do need that financial advice right now to, yes, you know, make sure you're increasing your finances, but your emotions and your passion are still parts of you that matter. Because we have the King of Cups. And it's just kind of interesting, this King of Cups, because this person is kind of laid back, kicked back with their feet, but the waves are coming in. And it's like this person is really chilling, but there's this emotional situation that's getting closer and closer and closer to his throne. And this is the Goddess deck, so all the cards are women-based. It's a very female energy. But this is the King of Cups. The crowns are different. This is what the king looks like. So the king here is depicted by someone who's chilling, because the King of Cups doesn't really care about, like, he cares about emotion. But what I mean by he doesn't care is that he's not worried emotionally. He embraces his emotion. So he's literally chilling. So for some of you, this is you kicking back. Money's looking good, so you're having a glass of beer or wine or something, and you're chilling. But there is this need to be careful, you know, because it's like there's a couple cards here that are concerning me. Like, look at this woman's feet, not in the water, right? And it's like water pentacles. So there's literally water and pentacles. And then this lady's feet is not in the water either, but the universe is trying to get the water closer to your feet. So what that means to me, Libra, is that the universe is kind of it's kind of guiding you this month to consider your emotional health and your emotional standpoint and just what you feel about this money and what your job makes you feel like, what your reality, you know, lifestyle is everything around you. So there's a need to incorporate your emotions in your lifestyle. And I think that there's something kind of balanced that takes place here, because this is different than the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. And you do have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Cups on the table. So there could be a water sign and an earth sign that you're kind of choosing between, or maybe there's an air sign that you're choosing between. You may have to choose between a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, between a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. I'm seeing a lot of different kings and queens on the table here. But as far as this, I think that this is just you finally getting your emotions back in store, especially because right here we had the Queen of Cups reversed when that card flew out. So if I would have stuck with that in the beginning, then that would have showed me that there would have been a turnaround when it came to the leadership you have emotionally. And it's, you know, it's backed and supported by the Ten of Pentacles. So, you know, when a money situation gets better, so do our emotions, which is kind of sad when you think about it. But, you know, financial stability is literally something that we all aim for. And when we're not doing financially well, we can get more emotional. It can be a little bit of a strain on us. So now let's move to this Two of Cups energy. So either way you look at it, Libra, there's a Two of Cups here. Just both decks, two different decks. And I literally had the Two of Cups come out for you at this. I love when this happens, and it really hasn't ever happened to me yet. But I've watched a lot of videos where it happens, and I just think that that is so fun. I think that that is literally something that is pretty significant, I would say. Pretty significant for these Two of Cups here. So you could have two different unions to choose from. There could be two different people in your life that make you feel pretty complete. You know, with one lover, it can be very passionate. Because here, some of you are with Leo, because I see this lion up here. And if it's not a Leo, it's a fire sign. Okay, some of you are with either a water sign or a fire sign. I'm seeing Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, or Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And if it's not a water sign or a fire sign, this is a passionate, emotional union. Somebody makes you feel passionate. Somebody makes you feel emotional. And it's like this is a balanced energy. Because, and this, it also could be an earth sign too, I'm seeing, because I'm looking at the headbands, right? There's a red headband and a green one. So I don't know. I'm seeing all of them. I don't really know if many of you are with air signs though. So this message might be a little bit more for those with water, but actually the Two of Cups isn't anything like that. It's literally just a relationship. So yeah, definitely a union coming in at the end of March for you guys, and I'm not surprised. We have Venus in your 7th house, Mercury in your 7th house, new moon in your 7th house coming up, full moon in your 1st house. So relationships for Libra are very interesting. And it's like, I don't know, maybe one of them has the potential to grow a little bit more than the other. One of them is a little bit more peaceful. It's like maybe you have to choose between something passionate and something peaceful. Maybe, I don't know. For some of you, this is two different Two of Cups situations. Like, this is you with two different people. Or maybe some of you have 4 different people to choose from. Or maybe one of these people are you and you have 3 different people to choose from. But I don't know, Libra. I'm feeling a good energy with this. I feel like there's somebody in your life that has a balanced emotional exchange with you. And I'm loving seeing this. Like, you know, I don't even know if there's words to put this in. Like, there's just, you know, I don't know. I think maybe some of you have to choose between a fire and an earth sign because we have this tree here. So there's a grounded emotional union coming in for you. And I don't know if this is someone from your past or something, but this is someone who you're in a relationship with. The Two of Cups is literally the divine lovers card. Like, I know the lovers is Gemini, but this is the Two of Cups. And it's literally a relationship, and it's just great. Like, I love seeing the Two of Cups, and it was validated by the Two of Cups. So definitely some emotional exchange going on there. It could be with the earth sign, because I see, you know, water and earth surrounding that, but I do see air as well. So, like, don't get too caught up on the energy of the zodiac sign, because it could just be someone who makes you feel very emotional, in a good way, very emotionally connected with them. It could be someone who grounds you, you know, stability. It could be someone who's very passionate or someone who's very intellectual. But this is coming up underneath the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. So there is a need to ground yourself mentally before this Two of Cups comes in, because you're feeling trapped at the beginning of the month, and that doesn't really leave, you know, the Two of Cups cannot show itself to this Eight of Swords. They won't even see it. You won't even be able to hug them because you're bound and blindfolded. So there's definitely a need to ground yourself in your emotion this month and to share that emotion with someone else. You know, and it's interesting, Libra, because now we have the Knight of Cups. So you end the month with the full moon in Libra. So definitely the universe offering you some emotion there with that, because the moon rules our emotion. The moon rules what we feel deep inside. But I'm seeing some kind of emotional person entering your life, literally entering your life, just like this knight. See, every knight has action. They're on a horse, which means that there's action taking place. So there could be a Pisces that comes into your life, or a Cancer, Scorpio, but like I said, it doesn't have to be that zodiac sign. Whoever this is, it could be any zodiac sign. They've got this cup for you, Libra. Now, if it's not someone exterior to you, this is the energy that you take on. And you may be offering somebody your love at the end of March. This could be completions happening in the relationship department, because you do have a full moon at the end of this month. So there's a lot of emotional new beginnings. This is a new beginning. It doesn't have to be love, but this is the love card, the new love. And you had that Two of Cups, so I think someone's going to come in and offer you this cup of love, this emotional option. And, you know, there's a need to self-reflect about all these different emotional options. Some of them, they're friendships. Some of them, they're just emotional relationships you have with people. But I'm seeing a lot of different stuff here, Libra. I'm seeing a twin flame soulmate relationship, someone who you're going to be with for a good chunk of time, maybe forever. And I don't know, I feel that you offer your love. I mean, there's literally cup cards. We have the King of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Two of Cups twice, the Knight of Cups, and then we have this Hermit. So be careful when you're isolating yourself from your emotion, Libra, because, you know, I know that there are certain metaphorical dark caves that we enter in life, and we try to follow our own light, and you're almost to the light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to be your own light right now. You know, you may feel a little bit isolated away from your emotions, a little bit isolated from compassion and love and this romance kind of thing. But I believe that this card came out with this Knight of Cups, not only to symbolize that some Libras have a Virgo interest, which is Virgo is your 12th house. So you could just be thinking a lot about love. The universe could be asking you to reflect a little bit more about love, which is seriously Mercury retrograde in your 7th house and Venus in your 7th house. So a lot of reflection going on about this is emotional reflection. This is reflection on your love life. You could have a certain love offer coming in that you really have to think about, because they could be someone who hurt you in the past, or someone who is working with you at a job that you're like, oh my God, I got to be careful. Do I really want to take interest in this person? Let me just kind of take a walk and let me spend some time on my own. So this is like, remember the Nine of Pentacles kept coming up for you? Some of you are single and you've been single for so long that you're afraid to get in a relationship because you don't want it to throw off your balance. But I would definitely remain open to some of this, because you've done a lot of hard work in March, and Libra deserves love, okay? So I'm not sure if there's a Virgo or some kind of isolated love offer. Maybe you're spending time in reflection, which kind of calls in your soulmate or something like that. A lot of different ways to interpret that, but you also want to heed your own intuition, okay? Especially with this Hermit card, because it talks all about your own reflection and your own inner light. It's like this Hermit is hidden, so I don't even know what you're up to, Libra. The universe isn't revealing it to me, but it has something to do with new emotion coming in, with a person, place, or thing, or a new emotional offer, or you taking the action. Okay, I know that in March there was a lot of time that you did not want to feel. You put your emotions on the back burner, but eventually you tapped into them, which I'm happy to see. Bottom of the deck is the King of Swords, which is definitely a Libra energy. So a lot of mental transformation going on here, Libra. That's why it's kind of silly, but that's why the universe trapped you mentally, so that you could spend some time mentally transforming. You were in like a mental cocoon. And so there's a lot of thought going on with you. This King of Swords has everything to do with everything on the table. So you're making some different mental changes. You may have been hanging on to something in the beginning of the month mentally, thinking about it. When you hang on to something mentally, you're just repeatedly thinking about it. There could be, some mental. I hope this King of Swords literally comes in to save you. This is your energy. So just tap into this King of Swords energy when you feel that Eight of Swords trapped energy. When you feel trapped in your mind in March, you can use this King of Swords to help you free yourself mentally, free yourself from any negative thoughts or any anxiety that you might be trapped in. And as far as how much you're working, make sure that you're keeping a strong mind, okay? It's very important for you to stay mentally balanced and mentally clear. This King of Swords, he is a great communicator. He is a great mental leader. He has a lot of mental authority over himself and others and over situations, because of how strong-minded he is, because of how much his mind has transformed over time. So there's a need to cut out anything that stops you from being this kind of character. And Libra, even as a Pisces, at some point in March, you cut your emotions out, which, hey, I don't feel a bad energy with that. I just know that when it's time to feel, the universe is going to bring that in for you. And it's kind of hard to take on this energy in March when there's such a Pisces energy going on, because Pisces allows everybody to feel. Pisces is that kind of zodiac sign that everybody starts feeling these emotions. Even characters like this in Pisces season, even the King of Swords sheds a tear. And I'm telling you, that's like practically unheard of. So there is a need for mental balance for sure. This is definitely your energy, because now we have the Six of Pentacles coming up and we have that balance scale in his hand, right? So you make sure that nobody's taken from you mentally, Libra, and that you're not giving to a situation more mentally than another person is. Make sure you're getting back what you're giving in financially, mentally, communication-wise, balanced communication. Okay, you want to make sure that there's some balanced conversations taking place and not just one person doing all the talking and you doing all the listening, or vice versa. It's important that everybody's heard. The King of Swords is all about communication. He's all about intellect, being intellectual when it comes to his words. He can be kind of sharp-tongued, so you want to be careful of any sharp energy. You could be kind of, Libra, So make sure you're coming harmoniously and that you're balancing that out, okay? And there could be an emotional celebration, but there's a lot of balance here. Now we have your emotions balanced. There's a celebration going on with balance. So you're balancing your emotion, you're balancing your finances, you're balancing your mind. Okay, so a lot of balance there for Libra. And, you know, when that's going on, it's okay to feel a little bit defensive because there could be some people trying to knock you off your throne. I know when it comes to this fire energy, things are a little bit all over the place right now, but don't worry, Libra. The universe is going to sort itself out. We have the Knight of Pentacles, so there's something coming in pretty slow for you in March. So as far as these energies here, this can be a kind of slow solution to all this energy going all over the place, but it's okay because there's a mental completion going on. And once you complete something mentally, make sure you're resting, because the Ten of Swords is, I'm not going to lie, the Ten of Swords is kind of a gnarly card. You know what I mean? This woman is very, very wounded and hurt mentally, and you already had the Eight of Swords. So I know that there's a lot going on. There's a heavy mentalness going on here. But you're going to get to the point where when Aries season comes, we have all these wand cards coming now. So this is fire energy. This is you thinking about your future. This is a message coming in very quickly for Libra. Very, very quickly. Eight of Wands. Fast movement. So your world is changing very fast. And then here's this Nine of Pentacles again. So some of you are dealing with heartbreak with an earth sign this month, or just some kind of financial situation. I'm seeing heartbreak with the wallet. Either your wallet's heartbroken, or you're heartbroken over your finances, or you're heartbroken over an earth sign. Because we have somebody who's single and heartbroken, and then we have this very King of Pentacles. And so we have the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords here. Literally. Two kings. Again. So I'm seeing a lot of cardinal air energy, Libra, and a lot of cardinal earth energy, Capricorn. And I'm seeing the need to really balance out all these energies going different places. Now, we have these two aces again. So you want to keep in mind that this is coming for you, Libra. This new beginning emotionally, you're going to be able to open up emotionally soon. And the universe is going to reward you with some sort of new financial opportunity, probably around the new moon in Pisces in your 6th house. So you want to keep positive, Libra. Okay, the fruits will ripen. As far as anything heavy going on, don't worry. Everything turns around. Everything turns around, okay? So as far as these bottom line energies over here, I think there's a need to get your mind going in the same direction, okay? Because you have a lot of passionate thoughts right now that are all over the place, and that's probably why the Page of Wands can't be upright right now, because you need to choose one passionate thought and kind of go with it. That would be better for this King of Swords. But I think that you're still standing mentally clear when there's all this energy. This is Pisces, Aries energy. A lot of people feeling a lot of different ways. A lot of people coming in aggressively, and if they're not careful, they're gonna collide with somebody. But here's you, hopefully just the males and female Libra, hopefully just chilling. And sure, maybe you're a little bit stuck in your mind at the beginning of the month, but it's only because that's the way that's what the energy that you're taking on, so that you can avoid this. Because there's a lot going on with Libra, and to be honest with you, you can't really afford right now to feel that way. You can't really afford to put any more on your plate right now, okay? So stay mentally balanced, Libra, is always my advice to you. And make sure that you're just staying on the same page with your thoughts, and that when it comes to all this stuff we talked about, there's nothing that your mind can't sort out, because you're such a strong-minded person, okay? So make sure you're communicating your thoughts and your emotions, and communicating about things. Especially, I feel that finances are going to be the main issue for you in March. And for some reason, the relationship gets tied into there too. So that is your reading for March, Libra. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're having a lovely Pisces season. I know there's some challenges on the table here, but hopefully that there's just a lot completing with you. And hopefully you have a beautiful, beautiful full moon on March 31st. And a great happy spring, happy astrological new year, happy Aries season, which means the sun you're 6 months away from your birthday, which is kind of insane, because I just thought it was Libra season like not even that long ago. But very, very interesting time they're happening right now. So I'm sending you my best energy you know, I'm always open for communication with you. If you want to comment below, anything that you need or anything that you have feedback on. I have all my social media, stuff like that. So, yeah, I think that's about it, Libra. And I say that like there's not enough here, but there's a lot going on here. Really keep an eye out for this Two of Cups energy, though, because I'm really drawn to that. That was really special. So I think that's it, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, Libra.